Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Steve Gennaro, Dr. Steve Gennaro. This is Humanities 4141, Children, Youth, Digital Culture. Let's talk a little bit about the course and about what you need to know in particular for this course. So the first thing is, let's talk about books, because that's a big thing. In this course, there are 2 books. Here we go. This is what they look like right here. They're both available in the York University bookstore. Disconnected, I know you're seeing it backwards, that's how my webcam works, sorry, it's not a selfie. Disconnected by Carrie James, Youth, New Media, and the Ethics Gap. That's the second book we'll read. First book we read is right here, It's Complicated by Dana Boyd. Okay, so these are the 2 texts that we are going to work on in this course primarily. And over and above that, there'll be some links to some YouTube clips and to some articles online that you'll also read. But you don't have to purchase those. Those will just be directly posted to Moodle on a regular basis as we use them. So 2 books. They're both not very long, actually. I read them fairly quickly. I would imagine since you're a 4th-year student that you probably read now faster than I read because you're really sort of in the groove, 4th year. The Dana Boyd one which is about 200 pages long, and the text is big, and it's big typeset as well. And the James one's even smaller than that. The James one is, I think, 120 pages. So both not too long. It's not an excessive amount of reading. And if you've taken a course with me before, like if you took 4142 with me during the regular school year, either online or in person, which some of you did, you'll know that I don't like to bombard students with readings. I like to give you a small focused reading, and then my goal is that you read it and you deeply engage with it. I want you to be thinking, I want you to be reflecting on it, and I want you to be engaging with the text. And for me, I would rather you spend that 10 hours a week in this course, doing maybe an hour a week of reading, maybe 2 hours a week of reading, but then over and above that, spending the rest of the time thinking, engaging, and reflecting, and then producing content. So that's where I want to get to in the learning process. Let's look a little bit about how that's going to work, though, in this course. And if you go on to Moodle, you'll see right in front of you, I've broken down the course by every single week. Every single week, what's going to happen is I will be posting on the Monday. Okay, on the Monday, I will be posting for you an activity for that particular week, and then you will return the completed activity on the Friday. I post on Monday, you post on Friday. This is our agreement. Now, you can post Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. It's totally up to you. Fridays aren't good for you? Not a problem. And then this will be our routine throughout the year. Now, if you're like, well, I really want to get my work done on the weekend, Steve, so can't you post sooner? I say no, but you have in front of you in the syllabus all of the dates, so you can read ahead. So on the weekend, if you want to work, do all your reading on the weekend. Then Monday I post the assignment, and then you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to repost back your completed version of the assignment. So that's how we're going to work this week. Every Monday you'll get a video like this from me, the hologram, and I will be providing for you your activity for the week based on that week's readings. Week 1 is the e-learning assignment. So again, if you just watch the last video, or if you go to course announcements, you'll click on the very first course announcement. There's a link to the York University webpage on how to take an online course. You're going to read that webpage, watch the videos, and then you're going to produce your own YouTube video. A couple minutes long. It's going to be unlisted. You're going to post it on the Moodle site, and it's going to say, just a little bit who you are, what course you're taking, why you're taking this course, why it's important to you, what you think you can bring to the course, what you think online learning can do for you, etc., etc. And I give you an example of what that looks like. Originally, we were going to say that one was due Friday of the first week, but because things have taken a little bit longer, they tend to in the startup process, that one will be due Monday. So Monday, May 8th, you'll post. When I say it's due on that day, what I mean is anytime on that day, whatever, 10 a.m., 10 p.m., it doesn't really matter. Just make sure you get it up, okay, before the end of the day. Just time and date stamp. Don't leave things to the last minute, but if that's how it goes every now and then, so be it. So the first one you'll turn back in Monday, May 8th at the latest. These are the final dates. It's not the dates due, it's the last day you can post, okay? And then for week 2, so next week on Monday, May 8th, I'll put up the first assignment about It's Complicated. And that will be on the, on the I section on identity. Then in week 3, starting May 15th, I'll put up the It's Complicated on privacy. Then May 22nd, the It's Complicated on addiction. May 29th, the It's Complicated on danger. June 5th, It's Complicated on bullying, and so on and so on and so on. And what you'll see is we deal with It's Complicated all the way down to June 26th. So you basically have 2 months to read this book. And what did I say? It's like 200 pages long. So every week you're going to read like a chapter basically, and then you're going to produce a little bit on it based on some questions that I'm going to put on there and a small activity. A lot of what we're going to be doing is either you typing and posting, or you doing stuff like this, like videoing and posting, or a chat room where you're engaged. But the whole idea is to get you reflecting, thinking, engaging, and then engaging with other students as well. So often you'll be asked to produce something and then to comment on something that other students have put forward perhaps. So just be prepared for that as well. And that's the basic workload in this course from week 1 all the way through until week 14. So there are 14 different weeks, and through those 14 different weeks, you will produce 14 different projects or assignments or weekly tasks. And each one of those is worth 5% of your grade, so that's 70% of your grade. Over and above that, there will be a final exam. The final exam will be posted right here in the Moodle site. It will go up the 31st of July, which is the last day of term, and you will have the duration of the exam period to complete that, okay? So maybe it's like 7 days, I think, or maybe 10 days. I can't remember the exact turnaround of what it is, but the details will be available in advance of the final exam, but just a heads up. So if you have vacation that you're planning and you want to go away, yes, the term ends July 31st, but there will probably be the week immediately following that where you'll be looking to complete this exam. So if you decide to go on vacation, that's fine, because this is an online course. You don't have to come to the university to write the exam. Just make sure you have internet connection so that you can post or email me your completed copy of the final exam. I laugh because it's happened in the past where they've gone on vacation without email access and then can't turn in the final exam. So we want to avoid those type of situations. In the previous video, I outlined what happens if you're late or if there's an issue. Get in touch with me in advance. We'll deal with that. And then the last 10% of your grade is an hour of code assignment. It's really important. Coding is so essential and important to contemporary children's culture, in children and youth, and digital culture, and especially when it comes to the protection and the provision and the participation of children's rights. So we'll talk a little bit about coding as we go through the course, and then there'll be an activity that you will participate in where you actually learn to code. It's really cool, and we've done it a couple times now with 4141, and the response has been very solid. I've even done it in 4142 once maybe, so maybe you've already done this as well, and that's great. We'll do it again, and it's really cool, and I think that you'll like it. And that's the basic breakdown of grades, I guess, in this course. If you have any questions whatsoever, email me, sgennaro@yorku.ca. Absolutely, send me an email anytime, any questions, any concerns, and I will happily answer them. I'm available most of the summer, most of the time. My email hours used to be very different, but now I just find teaching online just to try and be as available as much as possible. So send me an email. If you send me an email, I've got it. You don't have to send it twice, and I promise you that as soon as I can, I will reply to it. I don't like keeping email in my inbox. I don't like keeping students waiting, but at the same time, if you send it at, I don't know, if you send that email to me at like 3 a.m. or at 10 p.m., there's a chance that it might be the next day or 2 days before I respond to it. Just be patient. I will get back to it. If it's super urgent, put urgent in the heading, and and I will get back to it again even faster than before. But also, just recognize, and I recognize this too, like you're a real person and I'm a real person, even though we only interact virtually, and sometimes things happen in people's lives. So whatever's going on, whatever is urgent, I will respond to it, and when I respond to it, we will deal with it appropriately. And if it takes me 4 days to respond to your email and it's super urgent and it affects your ability to be successful in the course, you can be certain that I will address that when we do talk. I wouldn't delay responding to an email only to then penalize you because it took me too long to get back to you in the email. Again, just about this idea of like mutual respect for each other and understanding, and just just a calmness around how we're going to run this course and how we're going to work together, and the ability to dialogue together to work through whatever the circumstances are. It's a little more challenging online than in person because we don't meet face-to-face every week. Emails are a little bit harder to communicate than, let's say, for example, meeting me in my office hours to have a conversation. So maybe we might require a phone call or a Skype conversation, and that might be useful as well, and I'm open and available for that too. Okay, so I think that's the basic structure of the course. Over the next few days, you'll start to see more and more things pop up on the Moodle site as it gets itself really organized. And then starting Monday of next week, we will start this process where every Monday I post for you, every Friday you post for me. Looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great year. I hope you're looking forward to it too. Now you need to go off and click that link. Go to the York website, read and watch the video about how to take an online course, and then you need to go off and create your own video, just like this one here, and then post it on the Moodle site by Monday of next week. Thanks so much and enjoy the course.